Hi everyone. So today I wanted to make a video about my feelings on not wanting to go back to work. I am for almost 5 weeks since Abel was born, and that means I only have 1 more week left of disability. I got 6 weeks because I had a vaginal delivery with him, and disability allows you 6 weeks of paid disability. And so I have about 1 more week and a half or so, and I'm terrified of that. I'm getting so much anxiety just to think about having to go to work, and I don't know why. I love all my coworkers. I love my job. I love who I work with. I've been working there for 11 years, so they're like an extended family to me. I care about a lot, all of them. And it's not necessarily the people, but at the same time, it's not necessarily the work. What I do now is it's not what I went to school for, and it's not what is fulfilling. It's not fulfilling to me. It's just a paycheck, and it's a good paycheck, and it's provided me and my family with an okay life. We're living okay, but it's not making me happy. It's not what I want to do forever, and I feel like I've worked there, it seems like forever. And 2 weeks after Abel passed away, I actually applied for a different job. I was just bored one day and I decided to look up for jobs, and there was this job that they were hiring for, and it's actually for what I went to school for. And I kind of thought at the time, this is Abel opening doors for me, and I need to live for him and live a good life and take risks and do what makes me happy, and not just be this robot just living life like whatever. And so I applied for the job, and I'm still in the hiring process. It's for the county, so it takes a really long time to get hired or not. So I kind of moved up in the hiring process, but I don't know if I'll get it or not. But anyway, I was hoping in the perfect world I would get hired before my 6 weeks was up, and then I would never have to go back to my old job. As horrible as that sounds, that's what I was wishing for. Why? I don't know. I'm so like terrified to go back to work, and I know everybody loves me and I love everybody there, but I'm terrified. I have so much anxiety just thinking about having to go back. And I think it's because we're such a small company. It's only about 20 something of us, and so everybody knows everything about you and what you are going through, I guess. So everybody knows we've lost Abel, and a lot of them have reached out to me, and I appreciate that. I can't thank everybody enough. But the idea that it's like everybody knows, and does everybody feel sorry for me, or do people want me to talk about it, or I don't know. And I'm over here on YouTube trying to spread awareness about acknowledging this loss, but then when I go back to work, I don't want to be asked, are you okay, or how are you, because my automatic answer is going to be good, even though I know I'm not good. I know I'm not okay. And it's just to save them from that awkwardness of, oh, what do I do if you start crying? I don't know. I don't want to go back to all these memories that I have, and a lot of them are really good memories. Talking to my coworkers about our plans and how happy we were, how excited we were, and then you have to go back to you're not happy anymore. And my personality, before this, I was so outgoing, and I would talk to everybody, and I always, I don't know, like, I love being happy. I love making people laugh, and right now I can't do that. I feel like there's a before and there's an after. And I'm at my after. I'm not the same person. And are people going to expect me to be the same? I don't know. And if I'm not the same, are they going to feel bad for me? Like, I don't know. I don't know. These are all these feelings that are coming up the closer this day gets. And I talked to my therapist about it. And I told her how I wish there was a way I didn't have to go back. I mean, I wish financially I didn't have to go back and I could just stay at home. I've loved staying at home and getting to bond with JoJo, and getting to be a housewife and a stay-at-home mom. Like, I love that. I wish financially I could. But I know I have to go back to some sort of work. And so I talked to my therapist about it, about how I'm trying to think how I coped with it when I lost my mom, because I lost her when I was 16, and how did I go back to normality after that? And I didn't. I really didn't. And all these years I've thought, you know what, you are so strong. You lost your mom in such a terrible way at such a young age, and yet you came up on top. You survived. You went above and beyond. You graduated school. You got yourself a profession. You had a child, and you have your family. I thought I did things the right way and I survived. Turns out, now that I'm going to counseling, that I didn't. I survived, but I didn't deal with it the right way, I guess. There's no real right way, but I still didn't deal with it. When my mom passed away, I was 16, and I lost everything. I lost my mom, I lost my home, I lost my friends, my school. Like, I was moved from one city to the next, which is about an hour difference. So I had to start a new school. I started a new school about 2 weeks after my mom passed away. So what happened? I didn't have to go back. I didn't have to go back to a normality. I just started a new norm for me. And I remember when I started my new school, people would ask me, I made friends. Like I said, I'm really friendly and talkative, and I made friends, and I pretended for like the first 8 months or something that I had a mom and a dad, and that I had a sister, and we had moved back to my hometown, which is where I was moved back to, and that everything was great. But little did everybody know, I didn't have a mom, I didn't have a dad, and my sister and I were separated, so I didn't have family. And I kind of just started over. And starting over was easier than facing the reality. That's what I did. And shortly after I got pregnant, I met my now husband about almost a year later. And then I got pregnant a few months later after that. So did I cope the right way? Probably not. Before losing Abel, I thought I did. I did counseling back then. I faced my fears that I thought I did, but I just ran away and started over. I found exciting things and distractions, and the best, most wonderful distraction was my daughter, and I didn't have to go back to normal life. It was just my new life. And I think that's why I'm so scared to go back to work, because I don't know how to go back to normal. I didn't have to do that before. And unfortunately now I'm older, I'm responsible, and I can't run away. So I can't run away and start over. Sorry, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional over this. So I'm terrified to go back and have to deal with my emotions all the time. I just wish I could get this new job and meet new people and new distractions and just start over. But that's not realistic and that's not healthy. So I have to go back. And I'm terrified to go back. And it's not against anybody at work, it's just having to go back to normal when there's no normal for me right now. And any way I look at it, it's just my husband was able to go back to work after a week, and he said it was hard for him, for the very few people that knew we were expecting, because those were the people that kept coming up to him and asking him, how are you today? And he's not fine. He doesn't want to be asked anymore, I guess, or at the point he didn't want to be asked anymore because he wanted to be distracted. He didn't want to think about it, and that's why he felt like work helped him to go back to work, to be distracted. And I feel like when people try to distract me, people I know try to distract me, it's so easy to doze off and start thinking about Abel. It's so easy because it's not somebody who's new. It's not somebody who you feel like, oh my god, I have to be perfect, my best behavior, because you're somebody new that I'm just meeting. So I don't know how it's gonna be. My therapist thinks I need to take more time off for emotional healing. I don't know what to do. Part of me thinks maybe I should take more time off, but I think realistically that's just me trying to get more time and stalling to go back. And then the other part of me is just face your fear, whatever that fear is, and go back. So if anybody who ends up watching this has gone through this and maybe is feeling what I'm feeling, please tell me how you dealt with it. What did you do? What helped you? Because I don't know how I'm gonna go back. Right now I can't see going back. And I think the other thing that's really the major contributor to why I don't want to go back is the whole, like, I don't want to talk about it. But really I do. I love talking about my son. And just sitting here and telling myself, if nobody watches this, how I feel helps me so much. Talking about it helps me. But I've learned very quickly that I can't talk to everybody about it, because there's a lot of people that are not educated on what to say, and so they'll end up saying something that ends up pissing you off or hurting your feelings, and then, at least for me, I've shut down where I don't want to talk to them anymore because I get offended about what they said, or if I feel like they're just being insensitive, which I know they're not trying to be insensitive. So I guess that's the major reason why I don't want to go back, is that I have a lot of anxiety as to people are going to want to talk about it. They're going to want to ask me how I'm feeling, and I'm going to be weak one day, and or I'm going to be so in my emotions that I'm going to start crying and telling them how I feel, and then somebody might come back with an insensitive comment, and it's not their fault, and I can't be upset, but that's what gives me anxiety. How people are going to respond. And I guess I just need to not care. But anyway, I just want to stay here and talk about my feelings about having to go back to work. I'll keep you updated whether I did go back to work on the 27th or I didn't. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.